Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Today cracking possibly the first Lambic of 2024 because I'm cracking it the day of New Year's. So, well, you're going to see it in 24. That's why I'm saying that. So it's technically cracked in 23. But this is a bottle that my girlfriend and I brought home from our trip to Belgium then almost 2 years ago, now in 24, when you see this. And this is a bottle from Lindemans, which is a Lambic producer I often only drink Lambic from if it's in another producer's blend. But this is their 200th anniversary blend, Cuvée Francisca, Oude Gueuze. Like the Cuvée series, it's pure Lambic. No sweetener, no nothing. Real Lambic. I know a lot of the Lambic producers, they say like some of the best Lambic they think for blending is Lindemans. Like so many, when you talk to them, their favorite for blending is Lindemans. You need the others to get some complexity, but so many think it's the best, which is really cool. So this was made for the 200th anniversary of the brewery. I'm not sure if it's the same family that's been around, but historically there's been a brewery on the grounds or something. There's some history about that. That's not apparently 100%. I think someone told me that it's not the same brewery as that maybe once was in the location, but there was a brewery there in 1822. But probably not called Lindemans. But supposedly it's one of the families that started this brewery. There's a story about Francesca there. So it says here that Francesca van der Smiesen was born in circa 1800 in Hoofdkerk in Vlezenbeek on a bit of hops and malt. The region's noble beer lineage flowed freely through her veins. Years later, her sparkling appearance captivated Jos Lindemans. In 1822, the young couple was wed and moved into the Van der Smiesen farm brewery. Soon after, they began to brew the foaming gold we called Geuze. Lindemans brewery was born. So I actually haven't just done research on the brewery history or anything. Maybe I should have done that beforehand. But a lot of people told me this is actually outstanding Geuze. You can probably hear the fireworks outside. I think it's right outside. People prepping already, even though that's how it is usually all day. But it's 8% this Geuze, so it's really, really strong as well. And yeah, as I said, a lot of people have told me that this is a sleeper and this is something that will age well. And they're really excited about it. So let's see here. We have this little pamphlet. It was on the neck of the bottle. I was stupid enough to only get one bottle, but I think we actually have a case at work. So we'll see how this is in a couple of years. So it was bottled in 21 and then aged in the bottle for 12 months. So technically it is 2 years now because it's 23. So yeah, 2 years in the bottle. And it's a blend of young Lambic and 4-year-old Lambic. So they got from 3 different barrels, 4-year-old Lambic that they blended with young Lambic. So it's 35% of 2 specific barrels of 4-year Lambic, then 20% of another, and then 10% young Lambic. So it's going to have a lot of age character, I think, which is really, really cool. I mean, they say here that you get notes of oak, citrus, and vanilla, sherry-like aromatics, and refreshing acidity. So dry and complex, well-balanced Oude Gueuze for connoisseurs. I like that they have a little pamphlet with all the info. Let's try it. Pours a nice, very effervescent, crystal clear color. So it's been standing in my cellar upright. And there's a little bit of sediment, but not a lot. And I wonder, I don't think there's Lindemann filter. I'm not sure. But it's crystal clear Geuze. Often you don't get, well, with the first pour you can get this. But yeah, it's darker in color, signifying aged Lambic, older Lambic, so it's like slightly coppery. The head was very substantial and nice, looking off-white, high carbonation, because, you know, it's one of the champagnes of beers, some people say. But smell Brussels champagne, is that how it is? I can't remember. But it smells, well, let's check out the aroma and see if it smells as good as it did when I just popped it. Oh, yeah. Oh, this has aging potential. Dried apricots galore. Definitely sherry. There is a little sweetness, sweet oakiness to it. Nice, really, really balanced funkiness. It's not heavy on funk, but it's definitely there. Vanilla, slightly custardy, woody notes. Custard and oak. I sometimes get like custardy, oaky nuances. But yeah, it's like definitely dried apricots, maybe sultanas or something like that. Like the dried fruits. Maybe a vibrancy of a snappy, like Granny Smith apple. Because it's got like some crispness to it. It smells really good. It reminds me a little bit of when Fontaine does something like Golden Blend, but no way near the same level of complexity. I feel like this smells a little bit more clean, which is interesting. But I mean, Lindemans is also a bigger brewery, and they also make lambics differently. They also have all the lambics with sugar and whatnot. But it does smell really nice still. Let's try it. Cheers. Happy New Year. Definitely a Cuvée Rennais. Oh, that's really nice. Really vibrant, really alive, very drinkable. Lots of sherry and drying oak. You really taste the old lambic in there. And then on top of that, lemons, lemon pith, even grapefruit. And then like snappy green apple. The depth of like sweet woodiness and whatnot on the nose is not as, it's a bit more fleeting on the palate. And as you might hear in the background, we just put the girls to sleep, but they're not really in a sleeping mood. Too much stuff going on outside. I can see it from here. But yeah, there is that dry, oaky sherry finish. There's definitely some tannins, but they're mellow. No trace of 8% alcohol. I'm getting, like, again, like the dried apricot, the sultanas, but there's also some brighter fruitiness. And I think it's mainly like that crisp Granny Smith apple type flavor, along with like little lemon and grapefruit. Or maybe even pomelo or something like that. That's like also a little bit bitter. It's like a pretty big waft of different citrus fruit. And the acidity is really well balanced. It's sour, feels a little bit sharp because of the high carbonation, but by no means too much. Quite well balanced Geuze here. But I'm not like really blown away by it either. It's almost like, feels like a poor man's golden blend or platinum blend, even though those have less 4-year-old lambic. It's just, it feels a bit more clean and not as complex, but that could also be because it's younger. Very, very zesty. And funk is mild on the flavor. The oak is coming forward more now with a little bit of that vanilla and the creaminess and that almost woody or custardy nuance. Really, 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 really good Geuze. And very entry level as well, I think. But this is something that'd be fun to pop in the cellar because this can really develop some complexity over time, I think. And it's really good. I think it's maybe it would be more interesting if it wasn't as vibrant. I'd like a little bit more depth. It becomes slightly one note with all the sharp fruitiness. Not that it's bad, but I would just prefer more of the complexity and depth that you get in, like, again, Golden Blend or Platinum Blend from like Fontaine. I think they're just more complex and they have more layers and depth. I think it would grade higher with time. It's actually a little bit simple in profile, I think, for what it is. But I think it will age really nicely. And I think with age, I will like it much more. But I would also say that this is such a great entry to Geuze because the fruitiness is high, the sourness is balanced. It's definitely present, but it's not too sour. And it's not also too funky. So if you're too scared of the sourness and the funk, I think this is a great place to start, really, even though it's a one-off. But this has gotten massive distribution. It says only 25,000 bottles. I still think that's a pretty good amount. I think, or was it 20? Yeah, 25,000 bottles. So you should definitely, I think, be able to find some because it also went into distribution. When we picked this up in Belgium, it had been released for a while and it was on shelves so many places. And then a few months later, there was also a Danish release. So you should be able to find this where you pick up your Cuvée Rennais or your other Lindemans, Cuvée Rennais, Geuze, Kriek, or the other Lindemans sweetened products. But yeah, 92, I think, 91. It definitely breaks the 90s territory. It's a nice lambic, but it's just like not as deep and complex. Yeah, maybe 91. I think it just breaks that like 90 mold. So yeah, nice stuff, but not like whirlwind crazy amazing. Get 2 bottles, 1 to drink, 1 to age, but nice stuff. Again, 91, I think. So if you had it, let me know what you thought of it. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up, enjoyed it, ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm gonna say cheers and a happy New Year's, and here's to a great 24. And see you guys in another beer review.